Hi, I'm Dr. Corwin Littell, and I am the inventor of the ready-made baby bottle. So what is the ready-made baby bottle? The ready-made baby bottle is a one-time use baby bottle that comes from the factory, full of a food source, and is ready to serve. The difference between the ready-made and a conventional baby bottle is, with ready-made, the food is already in the bottle when you buy it. So you simply take the top off, feed the child, and recycle the bottle. Unlike a conventional bottle where you have to clean it, sterilize it, prepare the food, put it in, make sure that it's not bacterialized, the ready-made bottle comes from the factory completely bacteria-free, and it's ready to serve. Shelf stable for 12 months because it's aseptically packaged in a clean room environment, similar to a pharmaceutical environment. So what makes the ready-made bottle, which we call the R1 because it just went through its new revision, revision 1, what makes it different than the conventional baby bottle other than the food source is already in it? Well, inside the teat ring, there's a safety cap with a plunger. That plunger fits down over the teat. I've got it cut away here so you can see. And it pushes down on a valve on the interior wall of the bottle. That valve closes, locking the fluid in the bottle. And when you take the safety cap off, it releases the valve. So how did I come up with the idea for the baby bottle? One day in 1996, when my youngest daughter was feeding on a bottle, took her to the park, and she threw her bottle out the window. On the way home, I was stopped at a red light, and there was a 7-Eleven there on the corner, and I wondered why I couldn't go in there and get a bottle and just be on with my day. They have everything else in that store of convenience, but they don't have any way to feed a baby. So I came home, wrote the idea down, and in 2002, after experimenting with how to do it, how to make it, I filed for a utility patent and was awarded a utility patent for my first invention on the baby bottle in 2004. So from there, I started working on a new model of the R, which became the R1 essentially, and that took me up through 2015. And the way that happened was I made 65 prototypes. It was an arduous challenge to get this thing done because nobody in the industry had made a one-time use baby bottle up to this point. And they spent millions of dollars. I've talked to Abbott, Mead, and a variety of companies, and they've all tried to make this device and have not been able to issue a single patent. And the reason I know that is because when we filed for the patent in 2015, my attorney, Terry Sank, said there had never been a patent filing on this device, ever. So we have the only patent in the history of the USPTO. Some 9 million patents have been filed and issued. We have the only one. So from there, I started working on a new model of the R, which became the R1 essentially, and that took me up through 2015. And the way that happened was I made 65 prototypes. It was an arduous challenge to get this thing done because nobody in the industry had made a one-time use baby bottle up to this point. And they've spent millions of dollars. I've talked to Abbott, Mead, and a variety of companies, and they've all tried to make this device and have not been able to issue a single patent. And the reason I know that is because when we filed for the patent in 2015, my attorney, Terry Sank, said there had never been a patent filing on this device, ever. So we have the only patent in the history of the USPTO. Some 9 million patents have been filed and issued. We have the only one. So as the story goes, 65 prototypes, I didn't come up with a single device that would work or comply with the FDA, and very frustrated. So one night I had a dream, And in the dream, it showed me exactly how to make the R1, which currently is our patent. And I got up and I made the prototype, and 3 days later I issued a provisional patent, which happens to be this R1 right here. So what are the core objectives of Ready Made? Number one, it's to eliminate bacteria in cross-contamination in the feeding process of an infant. Currently, when you feed an infant a baby bottle, you have to touch the bottle parts, which contaminate the bottle parts and become a huge problem locally because you're going to take your child to the pediatrician. I have 6 children. I know all about making baby bottles. And secondly, in humanitarian response, bacteria is rampant. So there is nothing clean when you have a disaster. In that setting, the ready-made bottle can be a tremendous help because you can feed that child in the midst of a lot of bacteria. You can feed the child and it's going to be completely bacteria-free. So now that you know a little bit about the R1, how do I plan to get this into the marketplace, into the hands of those who need it? Well, a factory costs about $56 million. We priced it out, and that's out of reach for any startup. So my plan is to get some funding while you're here and approach licensing attorneys that have licensed with the big formula companies and approach them with the ready-made bottle, showing them how convenient and how much market share they could get with our product. Now, keeping in mind, Mead, Abbott, and Nestle, they made about $16.5 billion last year in formula sales alone in the United States. They didn't go globally. Globally, it's a $62.5 billion annual market. So it's a huge market. And if we tap that market with just a few percentage points, we are in the billions of dollars with this product. So that's where you come in. I'm looking for $1 million. And that $1 million will perfect the product a little bit to get it pharmaceutical ready for these companies so they can't turn us down. And get us a management team, which I don't have at this particular moment. And I'll talk about that in a second. But taking that use of funds and spreading it out over a 2-year period to pursue licensing agreements, not only with Mead, Abbott, and Nestle, but there are some 30 other formula companies that we can deal with and present the R1 to them. Get that on the road for that budget. Concerning the management team, currently we have Dr. Antonio Novello, who was the former Surgeon General of the United States, on our management team. If you look on the website, there's only 3 of us. So we need management. We need some type of constructive management, and I'd like to lean on you. So if you're an investor that wants to be hands-on and to get in and really dig the trench holes, this is the person that I'm looking for. I'm looking to form a younger management team, an aggressive sales team that can go out with this brand new product and seize this opportunity, saving lives and bringing convenience into a marketplace that was invented in 1955. You know that this bottle that we use today, this one right here, was invented and patented in 1955. How many items that you use right now do you know were patented and invented some 50 years ago? Very few. And the baby bottle is ready for a change. We are far too into bacteria. Right now, about 97% of the bacteria that we haven't identified. And it's getting worse. Not to be an alarmist, but bacteria causes all of our illnesses. And when the word gets out that we have a device that will prevent some of that bacteria, if not all of it, I think we're going to be a great success in the marketplace if we have the proper management. So I'm appealing to you as a manager and a businessman to call me if you're interested in this project. And I thank you so much for your time.